So pre-race, literally, probably if I had one piece of advice, would be don't do anything different. You know, it's that old thing, you know, that old golden nugget, don't change anything on race days, whether it's your shoes, your clothes, your shorts, and the same as with your nutrition. So you should really have it practiced. So making sure that you're having the same breakfast that you would have before your long runs. So it's about being prepared. So if you're going to a hotel, which most people do, like the night before, either phone ahead and check to see if they've got what you normally have, and if not, make sure you bring it with you so that there's no surprises on race day and you're feeling with exactly what you're used to feeling with.
And how about for afterwards? So we're absolutely shattered, we're just going to eat whatever's in our post-race goodie bag.
Exactly.
Are there any things that we can kind of try and prepare for, bring with us that might make the difference?
To be honest, it depends on, you know, there's two different aspects, because when you finish your race and something that you've probably been working towards for like 3 to 6 months, you know, there is that aspect of, you know, I can now sort of stop and chill out and just do whatever and not have to be so structured and rigid. And again, it depends on, you know, if you are going to be, it depends, if you're then going to have like a couple of months easy, then you could probably get away with eating whatever you want generally. But, you know, if you're in an ideal situation, you know, as a dietitian, I'd say you need to, you know, finish your race and make sure, we always say looking at the 3 hours of recovery. So first of all, you look at rehydrate, so making sure that you're rehydrating well, you know, so sort of taking, you know, 500 mils of water, potentially with some electrolytes so that it helps that hydration process. Then keep sipping water until your wee runs clear, so you know you're hydrated. So the next 3 hours would be refuel. So looking at your carbohydrates, and make sure you're having something within the hour that's carbohydrate based, and then rebuild, which is protein. So making sure you're rebuilding your muscles and helping that adaptation process. But generally, you know, just so long you're eating something within an hour of finishing, and then making sure you're topping those levels up, you should be fine.
And what can we do to avoid during race day any troubles that we might have with our stomachs? Obviously, I know it's a really individual, personal thing, but is there anything that we can do to alleviate that if that is a concern for runners?
Well, it depends. You know, if you know that you are prone to getting bad stomachs when you run, you know, you can actually, hopefully in training, you can address that. You know, you don't want to leave it until sort of race day and say, all right, well, I need to make these changes now because I'm racing tomorrow. So if you are prone to runner's tummy, you know, there are certain things you can do. So for example, sort of reducing the amount of fibre you have 24 hours before you run and seeing if that helps. Making sure that you've got enough time between running and eating to make sure your food is fully digested. If they don't help, sometimes some people might find reducing dairy, sort of lactose out of their diet. But obviously these are things that you need to address sort of 3 months or further before. You know, and on race day, you know, if you are running, which you've all done it, and suddenly those dreaded cramps start, and you think, oh God, no, you know, this is going to happen, I'm going to be ending up in the pool today. A lot of runners will automatically just stop drinking altogether. Sometimes making sure you're taking on water and keeping up that hydration process can reduce tummy problems. And also even just sort of swishing the carbohydrate drink around your mouth and spitting it out rather than drinking it, because that's been shown, like carbohydrate mouth rinse can help improve performance. It's from a different, you know, it's not from a physiological perspective, but from sort of perception of effort, so that can help as well.